Hey everybody, this is Rainbow Reviews. Today I'm reviewing a movie that's called The New Mutants. Now this is going to be a spoiler-free review this time since this movie just came out and I know that all of you haven't seen it yet. So this is an X-Men tie-in movie. Very important to understand if you're going to go see this. It's not an X-Men movie, but it's an X-Men tie-in movie. So the X-Men canonically exist within the realm of this movie. So this is actually my first movie that has anything to do with the X-Men. I didn't see Days of Future Past, or God knows I didn't see Dark Phoenix either. Uh, I've just never been into the world, that world, I mean, and I don't know. I never really wanted to see those movies. They never really got my attention, but this one did, just because it's something new. I didn't actually know it was X-Men when I went into this movie, so that might be why. But yeah, I'm just gonna get into the main review right now. So I really like the one thing I like about this movie. I really like the character development in this movie. It is definitely its strongest aspect. Each mutant had their personalities and backstories fleshed out at a very nice pace. Like, it's kind of a slow burn of you learning about their powers. Some of the mutants are you shown their powers very up front, like right when you meet them, you know what their powers are. Some of them are a bit more mysterious and you learn them later on, but their powers, they complement each other well and they're mostly unique. Like a lot of these powers, again, won't spoil them, but you can probably figure most of them out from the trailer stuff. But most of these powers are very original and unique. So this movie, I'm going to give it a pass in the originality and uniqueness category because it is very much those two things, especially with the mutants' powers. But this movie really isn't perfect. Like, the characterization, I love. This next part, I don't love so much, but it's a small gripe that has only been in the beginning of the movie. So, this movie lacks proper setup. Like I said at the beginning, it's an X-Men tie-in movie, not really a direct sequel, I would call it, but they don't really explain what mutants are in the beginning, or how everybody in this film already knows what mutants are and what X-Men are. Like at the beginning of the movie, the doctor is explaining to one of the kids, like, you know what mutants are, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I know what those are. But like me, who hasn't seen an X-Men movie, does not really. I mean, it's not hard to figure out, obviously, from the movie you're seeing and from what's happening on screen. But I really think the movie would have benefited from having a bit more explanation what mutants are, not just pure exposition, because again, pure exposition often messes with the pacing of movies like this, especially in the beginning, but maybe just showing us a bit more about other mutants that we don't meet in this movie or something. I think it would have really benefited, and from those of me who did not see other X-Men movies, it would give us a bit more explanation. So this wasn't really a problem though. It might just be like a subjective thing because again, I haven't seen it. Maybe everybody already knows what mutants are. But again, I just think it would have made it a lot better. It would have made the beginning a lot smoother in my opinion. But overall, this movie takes the concept of a jailbreak movie, which is kind of what it is at heart, and it adds some horror elements and it pulls these things off well. So it really combined those two aspects pretty well, and I'm happy it did. If you've seen Glass, like that movie, then I think you'll like this movie. You can definitely tell from the trailers that it's a bit similar in tone. You know, they're in a hospital, and there's some escaping aspect to it, and also some powers. So it's kind of like that, but honestly, I think this movie's biggest strength is its character development. It didn't blow me away, but it's better than Glass. Like I said, it's a movie that's like the movie Glass, but this one is a lot better because the characters are so strong. I think that if they make a sequel to this movie in particular, that they need to keep these core characters because with a lot of these movies, their character development is rushed and you don't remember all of their names because there's like five, six, or seven characters you need to know in this movie, and you can walk out knowing a pretty good number of the names. For me, it's just always been hard to remember characters' names, I guess, when I'm not super devoted to a overarching story already, or like a cinematic universe. But this one does a good job. I remember pretty much all of their names, and I like that about this movie. So, like I said, this movie didn't blow me away, but it's pretty good, and I definitely do not regret going to the movies for this. So, I think in terms of a score, this gets like a 7 out of 10, almost an 8. It left me with a pleasant feeling, and I think as far as tier lists go, it goes in the B tier. Again, not amazing. There's room for improvement, but I think they did pretty good with this movie. So, yeah, comment below if you've seen this movie or if you know what mutants are and you've seen the other X-Men movies and how this one compares for you. So, yeah, thanks for watching.